Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia, and we're doing a quick reaction video on Wolong Fallen Dynasties, which is a new game showcased in yesterday's Xbox and Bethesda game show. And what we have here is a Three Kingdom based dark fantasy story made by the same team behind Dynasty Warriors and Nioh, Team Ninja, who actually have been working together with the Dynasty Warrior team for a while. I think they've made the Fire Emblem game as well as the Hyrule Warriors on Switch. So this is not a surprise. They are making sort of this Nioh-like game in a Three Kingdom setting. I've been asked a lot about this today because of the Three Kingdom setting, even though the game itself doesn't particularly interest me, because for those who are familiar with Nioh, it's more of a Dark Souls-like game with sort of fighting game combat added in, aside from having boss battles. And we're just going to quickly take a look at the trailer, which should make it pretty obvious that this is more dark fantasy than Three Kingdoms per se.
I found you. Bearer of the eternal elixir field.
Alrighty, and that's just a pretty quick teaser, of course, no gameplay. Early 2023, still quite a while off, especially considering potential for delays. And if we look at the official description of the game, which is all we really have, we know that Wolong Fallen Dynasties follows the dramatic, action-packed story of a nameless militia soldier fighting for survival in a dark fantasy version of the later Han Dynasty where demons plague the Three Kingdoms. Players fight off deadly creatures and enemy soldiers using swordplay based on Chinese martial arts, attempting to overcome the odds by awakening the true power from within. And that's pretty much it. And this gives me the feeling that it's going to be pretty similar to Nioh, which is sort of based on Japanese swordplay. You have three really different stances for combat. You have big boss battles similar to Dark Souls. Positioning matters, stamina matters, and in this case, something about the Eternal Elixir, or what they called it. And you can see they use a lot of Three Kingdom elements, but I wouldn't really call this a Three Kingdom game. Later Han periods, you had the locust, plague, you had bad harvests, bad weather conditions with droughts, and that gave rise to the Yellow Turbans. So for in this case, we have zombies or demon-possessed people killing peasants. And then you see the burning of the capital, rising of this corrupt dragon. This is probably Dongzhuo burning down Luoyang as he moved the court over to Chang'an. Then fast forward to this mysterious old guy who finds us playing as sort of the main character, fighting yellow turbans here. Pretty clear to be yellow turbans by the turbans on their head. Right here, and so on, where this hero with some special powers that's within helps us fight all these yellow turbans with a sword. Seems to be the only weapon. And as the yellow turbans lose, this clearly is Zhang Jiao. It's going to swallow this magic orb that's going to turn him into a demon, thus a boss fight, I guess. Then at the end there, as we break out of the burning capital, this is more of a standard troop armor that we expect to see. But then when you walk out of the capital, you're dressed somewhat differently, as we get a glimpse of what is unmistakable Sky Piercer and the big long feather helmet piece for Lu Bu, as we get a glimpse of him here. So I think this game is more or less the Dynasty Warrior assets being used, or the art style and art team being used to make sort of a Chinese theme Nioh. And for those who play Nioh, you know, it's not really a historical game, even though it's based on a historical period in Japan. Now they're doing something very similar here for Wolong, which is sort of the nickname for Zhuge Liang. But in this case, it's just being used for its sort of crouching dragon or like sleeping dragon, depending on how you want to translate it, as your main character, someone who's awoken, fallen dynasty, fall of the Han. That all makes sense. Am I super excited for the game? Not really. It's not my style of game. I tend to be more of a strategy game player, and these Dark Soul-like games, not something that I typically cover, but, you know, we'll see what they bring out. And since so many of you have asked me about it, I figured we do something real quick just to share some of my thoughts. There's really not much to go on since we've only got, I guess, only a minute worth of content, even with the cinematics. But given that these two developers that are partnering up for this game, one makes Dynasty Warrior, one makes Nioh, we can pretty much figure out what type of game this will be. So hopefully this helps you out. And if you're interested in games like this and Dark Soul-like games, maybe this is something to keep on your radar for next year. So until then, bye.